It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. And it comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland and M&T Bank Stadium. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one, as it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Baltimore Ravens. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. Here's the Chiefs offense for their first possession, and it's Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
And when you think of Patrick Mahomes, you start to think about all of his attributes, and you realize very quickly you can't just put him into one box. No matter how the game proceeds, no matter what is needed, he tends to have an answer for it and plays accordingly.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Oh, the first play of the game going to be intercepted. Picked up by Brandon Stevens. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. And remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw here complete to Kelsey. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And he is caught. He's going to pick up the first down and then some. Inside the 10. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, 67 yards. And the Chiefs are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. Less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
Extra point by Butker is on target, and we are tied at 7. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Hill going to think better of bringing this one out, and the drive will start at the 25. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
And he remains the league's premier rushing threat and one of the biggest playmakers among quarterbacks. His goal each and every season, continue to expand his game as a passer and become well-rounded. All those highlight reel plays you see, they come off the fact that he can run it, throw it, and scares defenses every time he takes a snap.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start by running the option to the right. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
Here's Edwards again on 2nd down. And some room to run now. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that. The nickel look, 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then, you take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on 1st down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
Now 2nd and 5. And now Jackson will look to throw it. A swing pass here to Edwards. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
The defense was ready for the back to leak out and even had a second player waiting to double him up. If you're going to commit to doubling a back, you better prevent a completion, but give him credit. Extra determination, extra effort, turn it into a successful play.
On 3rd and 1, Jackson working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. But they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side, but for lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson, a 12-yard touchdown run, and the Ravens have taken the lead. This defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep him back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
And that's going to be a Chiefs first down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line. That time a little misdirection really seemed to fool the defense.
And think of it this way. From the time you're in high school, you're taught to watch film and pick up tendencies. Sometimes they can use those against you, though, when they break their own tendencies and hit you back the opposite direction, huh?
Mahomes now on first down. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Mahomes with the throw. It's caught by Rice. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Rashee Rice, 52 yards. And the Chiefs are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Butker on for the PAT. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now.
Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
From the 31, here's 2nd and 6.
Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line.
Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. Jackson.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt.
Waiting on it will be Richie James. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Fielded at about the 28. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down to Valdez-Scantling over the middle. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
Now here's Mahomes.
That went into the hands of Tony downfield.
And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 24-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Here's 2nd and 10.
On play action, it's Mahomes.
No hesitations. They go right back to Kelsey.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Shotgun snap to Mahomes.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
It's pretty early in the game, but they've already tried to establish him not just as a runner, but as a receiver as well. Didn't happen there, but I wouldn't be surprised at all to see them try again shortly.
Butker's kick here is good, and they take a 17-14 lead.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal, you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away.
This taken in at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll start out here with a jet sweep.
Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Now an option play on 2nd down.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. And that'll go for a gain of 18 on the keeper. 1st down.
It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively, because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball. But the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. To throw is Jackson.
Over the middle, connecting with Kohler.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 3rd and 4 now.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Here is 3rd down and 4.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Out now is a punter, Jordan Stout.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
And the Chiefs offense ready to go again.
And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking, because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, That doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense.
Yep,
Run what
put
you
your
do
foot on
best.
the gas.
Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Here's Pacheco to begin the drive.
And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes.
And this pass caught by Gray.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense. I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. They fake the give. Now Mahomes.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So the ball moves from 138 to the other as they come up on 1st and 10. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. That ball is caught. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And he's brought down at the 19 after a gain of 19. First down in the red zone. How about the first quarter he's putting together out wide? Pretty impressive.
I think that he likes the fact that we're playing this as a day game. You know, some guys, they respond better in the evenings. For some reason, it builds up. For this guy, day game, and he is off and running. You're exactly right. 100 might be conservative with this.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Roquan Smith. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. The Chiefs with the football as we start the second quarter, as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. Throwing now is Mahomes.
Sideline throw is caught by Valdez-Scantling.
That'll put him over 100 yards receiving now here in this first half of action. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
To throw, it's Mahomes.
Another catch for Valdez-Scantling.
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. On the ground, it's Gray. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line.
And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Here's Mahomes to throw. And that's caught. It's Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City. A 3-yard touchdown pass as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Extra point by Butker is on target,
and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Taken at the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The offense for the Ravens returns to the field. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. The drive starts with a carry by Edwards. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
2nd and 9.
Jackson now. That is incomplete.
I can assure you, setting up a screen is much more difficult than it appears. It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense, and a defense's #1 goal is to throw that timing off.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Jackson to throw. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion.
Well, we've seen Jackson already have success in the first half running the football, and he gets good yardage on the ground again there. I mean, I know it's a $64,000 question, CD, but how do they contain him better?
You have to win against the blockers ahead of you. If those guys even occupy a defender for even a half a second, then Lamar Jackson is gone. You've got to take those blockers and move them so that you have clear vision of Lamar Jackson, and hopefully you can hem him in.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And he'll get across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Partner, everything that happened before that fumble was great. Good vision, navigated the open field, got good chunk yardage. At that point, if you see a defender coming, though, just step out of bounds. Don't risk all you picked up before the hit to just try and get an extra yard or 2.
Another drive coming for KC, and we'll see Marquez Valdez-Scantling once again.
He's up over 100 yards, has the touchdown. He's a big-time receiver in this league, so the question becomes, how do you limit him going forward?
Well, you know the guys trying to cover him, they haven't had a whole lot of success thus far, and while they will still accept the challenge, maybe you have to change your focus. You have to get after the quarterback a little bit, disrupt his timing, because right now it feels like pitch and catch. Make sure he's not able to have clear sight lines to him, and maybe that'll slow him down.
And this is not the guy you want to let play pitch and catch. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, Their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Pacheco gets it again on second down. And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Mahomes going to throw. And it is caught. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. He's up over 50 yards receiving now in this first half. It's a first down.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even third down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Mahomes now on first down. And his throw here's incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. Back to the air on second down. It's Mahomes. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And it's picked. Does the big boy have the juice? And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week. He's smiling. Tucker now for the extra point. It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. KC's offense ready to take over.
They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number one because margin for error is starting to slip away. Now it's down to a one-score game.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, it hasn't been a banner first half for the defense trying to cover him today, but they'll take that one right there, helping force that incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Mahomes. He's going to take another shot here. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And Patrick Mahomes, for all of his artistry and arm angles and what he can do in the short passing game, never forget he's got a cannon as well. He unleashes a big one there, but that time it winds up incomplete.
On fourth down, Tommy Townsend to punt for Kansas City. And taken right at the 35. It'll be a 41-yard punt. Give them 5 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. Right now they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it, and if we do, we've got a chance to put points on the board.
Now Jackson taps his forward jet sweep. Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. From the gun, they go to Edwards. He stiff arms him. Oh, some strong running. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 52 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Oftentimes, broken tackles are his specialties. And put another one on his tally there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. One-on-one, not likely to get him down. You need everyone else to get there and help you. I think they were signaling for you and I to jump on the pile and try and get him down, weren't they?
You don't want me out there, I promise you.
Jackson on first down. Finds his man. It's Kohler.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
I like how they worked the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Dumps it off to Edwards.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, and that will bring up 2nd down.
And that's a good job there by the corner. And we do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
They go play action now. Jackson.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down.
That time, finally, a measure of revenge as they get him down behind the line.
It almost felt like relief, didn't it? Because with the success he's had throughout this game, you'd almost expect him to get free and pick up 10 to 15 every time he takes off. Not in that case. That has to feel good for the defense.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than that, set them up with a 1st and goal.
They'll try to pound it in with Hill. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Edwards will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2.
They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Gus Edwards
taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Ravens are able to move back in front.
And you can forgive this defense just a bit here. They know how dangerous Lamar Jackson is running the football. Stopping him is in many ways a prime concern. So here, they're late to react to the handoff on the option, and it costs them as this winds up a touchdown.
Tucker with the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told.
And it was polished off by the Gus Edwards touchdown run.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Here's Richie James on the return. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Chiefs ready to rock again on offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Mahomes now on first down.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
Had an open man that time and ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now here's Mahomes. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out, because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Going to need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. They'll set up a throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different, because on the previous play he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
Here's the Chiefs punter now, as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Baltimore's offense starting another drive. It's Gus Edwards at running back.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw pulled in by Aguilar.
And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule.
Oh, that one well designed, as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. 73 yards rushing for him, as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down.
Short one there, caught by Likely.
Only able to gain a couple there, and that's going to bring up second down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Ball on the 27. Here's a 2nd and 8.
From the gun, it's Jackson.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else. Ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been very good. 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Throwing is Jackson.
On target to his man, Likely.
And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good, and that'll make this a 7-point game. So they're content to take the 3. Somewhat of a conservative call there, opting not to go for it on 4th and inches.
And that's from a team that you and I know is not usually playing it close to the vest. It's a little bit of a surprise that they opted for the 3 instead of going for it.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away.
And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
And now here comes Kansas City.
As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Quick throw caught out wide by Valdez-Scantling.
Now he's loose down the left sideline.
And he will finally be escorted out of bounds down inside the 35. A huge play there on the screen pass. 43 yards.
So often on these RPOs, we see the ball get from the quarterback to the receiver in what feels like a nanosecond. But on this play, he actually cleared coverage downfield a bit before the ball got to him. The net result, though, a considerable gain.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Mahomes now to throw. Gets by him at the 25. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit. And another first down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Rice. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
Mahomes' throw caught by Tony.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Mahomes to throw on 3rd and 1. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
Gus Edwards heading back onto the field. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. After the interception, here's Jackson. Complete to Likely. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
He finds Aguilar over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now Jackson on first down. He drops this one off underneath here for Hill. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be second down. So a decent gain there, but not their 4th consecutive first down like they had on the first 3 plays.
You sound almost disappointed there. You want to fire the offensive coordinator on that one or what?
They'd gotten into a rhythm. I thought they were just going to keep going.
Well, almost a win for the defense, but if that's your win, you're not doing very well right now.
From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. Jackson. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Jackson now. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. They'll indeed start on the ground and run that clock. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Final shot before the half from Mahomes. Throwing the out route here, and it's complete to Kelsey.
And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports halftime report.
We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football. And you'd have to think, the team whose defense shows up in the second half is going to be the one who walks out of here with a victory.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. This taken in at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Raven offense set to start this third quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I liked what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. He'll get this to Edwards out of the backfield. Now he's loose at the 40. And down to the 16-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 68 yards.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll bring up second down. Up the middle, here's Edwards. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. And that's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to third down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
A yard all they need, but it's third down.
From the gun, Jackson finds his man over the middle. It's likely. And they needed 2. They could only get 1. Fourth down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Now it's Jackson. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And the Chiefs defense comes up with a stop. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Mahomes now on first down. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
2nd and 10.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes.
Over the middle, that's hauled in by Tony.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6.
Working from the gun, Mahomes.
He'll check this one down to Pacheco.
Just a gain of a couple there. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
To throw, it's Mahomes. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
Roquan Smith able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on to kick it away. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. And now here come the Ravens.
A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again. Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here now a 3rd down and 8.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
And Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive. Play action. Now Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB.
And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable, but that time the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
Partner, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now because he has been terrific in a dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
Jackson's throw complete there to Bateman.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
They go play action with Jackson.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson.
Throwing out left and finding Likely.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
They'll try and run for the first with Edwards. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
89 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. They go play action now. Jackson got a man. It's caught for a Ravens touchdown.
Charlie Kohler
from 4 yards out.
And the Ravens go up by 2 touchdowns.
This is where, as a tight end, you've got to really sell that this is a run. They're going to fake the give, hope the linebackers bite, and here they do just enough. That split second, that's all it takes for that tight end to leak out into the end zone. Touchdown.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. That one in the books as a 12-play drive.
And it was finished off by Charlie Kohler's touchdown catch.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throw left side, completion to Rice. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now here's Mahomes.
On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Mahomes will try again on 2nd down. Caught. Kelsey, left side.
Big strides. Look at him go.
And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. Mahomes finding his tight end Kelsey for a big one. 54 yards.
And normally when you think about huge field flipping plays like this, it's that shifty slot receiver, that burner on the outside. Not here. That's a tight end doing work down the field. Where's the oxygen mask? He's going to need it after that one. A big, big play.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And again, it's Mahomes.
Open man right side is Tony.
Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. And it's caught. And in for the Chiefs touchdown.
Marquez Valdez-Scantling bringing in that one from Patrick Mahomes. And the Chiefs have cut it back within a score.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Justice Hill unable to corral him. He fights through. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Ravens. It's been a back-and-forth game. A lot of points on the board. And that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Now, you've seen both teams go at it. And as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming. And that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And the lead is up to 14. And no doubt one of the most, if not the most exciting play we'll see in this game The kick return all the way to the end zone for 6 points. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw.
Taken at the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Another drive coming for KC, and we'll see Marquez Valdez-Scantling once again.
And now he's inching closer to a 200-yard game. He's been so solid.
And he's really denting the pride of the guys playing defense, too, because there's certain barriers that you just don't want to give up. Never want to give up a 100-yard rusher, a 100-yard receiver. He's closing in on 200 yards. Wow, that's a really big game.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 18. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
A quick throw there is incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
We're in Baltimore, third quarter action, 2nd and 10.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away.
Oh, look at the juke. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Baltimore's offense starting another drive. It's Gus Edwards at running back.
He's toppled the century mark already receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They've really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game, his success through the air has started to open things up for him on the ground because now he's loosened up the defense, right? They've got to play just about every snap as if another receiver can get downfield on them, and he's been that receiver. Now they bring him back to the backfield. I think his yardage running the ball really increases this one goes on.
Well, they might need to devote some extra attention to him, something just to stop the momentum he has.
96 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
From the 43, it's 2nd and 3.
Now Jackson. He finds Aguilar over the middle. And a quick slant, good for 8 and a first.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
And they run with Edwards off the option. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38.
It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Play action. It's Jackson.
He's got his man downfield. That's Bateman.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens in control of the football. They've also got the lead as we get set for the fourth. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Edwards. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Jackson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Michael Dana.
Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Out of the gun, they give to Edwards. And he is going to lose yardage here. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away.
And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution. Even though the scoreboard is going against you, you want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play. Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout. And all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
And they eventually get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17 into the red zone, 1st down.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Mahomes. This is caught. Touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling bringing in that one from Patrick Mahomes. And the Chiefs have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Gus Edwards heading back onto the field. He has been a factor in a multitude of ways. Over 100 yards rushing. He's approaching that number in the receiving category, too.
And you know why I've always respected guys who can have these types of games? As a runner, you're going through a pile. People are raking at the football all the time. Your hands take a beating, okay? And to be able to still go out and catch the football in open field after going through that guy's dynamite.
He's been dynamite in this game so far. We'll see defensively if they have an answer because they need to come up with something. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
And that's not a play that you see all that often at the start of a drive, but some teams, they don't mind doing it. And that one, well sold by the offensive lineman. They showed the pass, and then they got out into space, able to get some good blocks downfield and allow the play to be successful.
Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They'll get 13 yards for the second play in a row.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Now a handoff. Edwards. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is third down. Jackson from the shotgun. And that is incomplete.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver, and it results in an incomplete pass.
So here comes Justin Tucker in a big spot. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. Well, not too long ago, Charles, that would have been a new NFL record. But instead, it's shy of setting the record, which is 66, but still from 65 away, one of the longest kicks in league history.
And that puts him in elite company in the NFL. Only a few have ever even attempted that, let alone put it through the posts. How about his moment? It came together for him, and he delivered.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
Now this Chiefs offense gets set to go again.
And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. On first down, Mahomes. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You've got the first one for the second one to even matter.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Roquan Smith able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational, CD. That is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack as a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first.
And here's a spot where this offense says, we got to start making something happen. We're down 2 scores. It's the fourth quarter. We've got to start moving with some urgency. And here's a big play that gives them a ray of hope that they can get back in this one.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Mahomes going to throw.
That'll be caught. It's Tony.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly.
Mahomes hit. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Fortunate to get that football back because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Looking to throw is Mahomes.
I like his awareness in the pocket there. Nowhere to go with the football. So instead of forcing it to the sideline, he's just going to put this one into the harbor and live to fight another down without getting wet.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Throwing now is Mahomes. And that's incomplete.
But plain and simple, that's the 2nd time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. He's got to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line.
Ravens offense getting set and ready for this next drive.
Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. On the counter, it's Edwards. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
They'll come up now 3rd and 9.
Now it's Jackson.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
Jackson throwing complete there to Flowers.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd and 4.
To throw is Jackson. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. First target, first catch at a first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down.
Jackson going to keep it running right.
And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there.
Well, it's been a little bit of feast or famine because he's thrown for decent yardage, and obviously they've got the lead, Charles, but now he's been sacked 4 times.
And what I'm focusing on is his toughness in the pocket. Because you mentioned the feast or famine part, he's played well in between being dumped on his back. But every time he's had a chance to throw the football, he's been impressive.
They call that a punt of 38 yards officially.
Another drive coming for KC, and we'll see Marquez Valdez-Scantling once again.
So far, he has the trio of touchdowns. Obviously, it's been a pretty good game for him.
So if this were hockey, they'd be throwing their hats out on the ice for the hat trick, right? I'm not sure exactly what you do in the NFL except applaud and continue to hope you see a little bit more of this. What a tremendous game.
You want to start a new tradition? What can we throw on the field?
I don't know.
Throw your mic out there.
A lot of fans would like that. Cut his mic off.
3 touchdowns so far. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And he comes back with one complete.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 36. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Now it's Mahomes again. That went into the hands of Tony downfield. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Kadarius Toney, 36 yards. And the Chiefs have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. From his end zone, here comes Justice Hill. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock, and this is second and less than a yard. Again, it's Edwards. And he's going to have a Ravens first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. First and 10 here. Taken down at the 42. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. On the handoff, Edwards. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. 3rd and 2. They'll try and pick it up by running the action to the right. And he has the Ravens first down, and it would appear that that's going to be the one to do it. And they will take a knee here. Second and 11. This is Edwards.
I like like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Down to a knee goes Jackson, and that should seal it.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Ravens are victorious here as we say so long from Baltimore.